first quarter. Kick off. Let's rock and roll. Defense up. 1st and 10. Chopping it up. Here's where we chopping it up. Note off the top. Listen, for our faithful fans who've been listening to us, watching us on YouTube, you guys remember last week's episode. We had a big time battle down in South Florida, Broward County. MacArthur versus Blanche Ely High School. Why those two schools are significant to us. I went to MacArthur. Pat went to Ely.
Yes, I did.
Yes, our alma maters went toe-to-toe last week in Pompano in Peterson Stadium. That's the name of the stadium? Patrick Peterson? Did it say man. Pat or Patrick?
Patrick Showtime Peterson Stadium. And I forgot the other dude.
Patrick Peterson Stadium in Pompano Beach, right off of I-95. Right? Well.
Right behind Hopewell.
Right behind Hopewell, the church, right? Yeah, yes, right behind Hopewell, right? Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there was only one team that showed up. Mustang Pride showed up. Hold on. Y'all hold on just a second. Hold on, YouTube watchers. Hold on just a second.
What you got, Matt? Tell me you got that number 8 jersey back there, man. I'm just gonna sip on my Caymans, man.
I had to get my jersey.
That you already had.
I had to get my jersey. Mustang Pride, stand up. I had to get my jersey ready. Yep.
Hey, man, that jersey look baggy, man.
It is. This is the one that retired when they gave me. This is not the one I actually played in, but this is the one that retired when they gave me. That number 8. Nobody wears number 8 anymore, by the way. The jersey is retired.
Oh, wow.
Can't wear 8. Yeah, they got it. I probably never get my jersey retired at Florida State or with the Steelers, but I got my jersey retired somewhere.
Got to retire somewhere, Matt.
Somewhere. Yeah, but
I hold your case of water.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you my address. Pat, don't go cheap on me. I drink good water.
Yeah, you told me what you wanted. I got you.
Yeah. I go good water. This is my temple.
I'm going on Amazon Prime right now.
You got the address, and if you need to send it to you, I send it again. But look here, 18-13, the Mustangs came there, took off, did what they were supposed to do. And you know what? Really? I love our fans and our viewers, listeners, viewers, just the fans in totality. Because I got a lot of text messages. Apparently, the word got out down there in South Florida, and the AD text me, say, "Yeah, tell Pat P he owe you some water." People were hitting me up on Instagram, Twitter.
Right now, man.
There we go, boss. Yeah, the body's the temple. Water is important.
16 ounces, Matt. There you
16. Go. There we go. 18-13, man. Mustangs. I appreciate you guys for taking care of business. Pat P, hey, man, next time. Maybe next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe that. Hey, that's all we can wait on is next time.
They said the stadium was awesome, too. Patrick Peterson Stadium, man, treated them well, man. Said the band was good. The band was dope.
Yeah, the band always rocking now. I told you that. I wish AD would have took some videos, man. We should have had that on the tube, man. That would have been dope to see the
pretty sure we can get it. I'm pretty sure we can get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get it.
Speaking of high school football, did St. Thomas end up beating that school? Because I was watching it early on ESPN.
Yeah, St. Thomas won.
I know it was a struggle that first half, though.
Yeah, because they played in St. Thomas.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Jason Taylor, man, for being a DC out there. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. He's the DC. I think Sam Madison is over there.
Man, they got a nice.
I know they got a nice staff. They always have. I think Irvin used to be over. They got some. Matter of fact, Rick Ross' son plays over there too, as well. St. Thomas.
And to keep it on high school real quick.
Oh, you talking about them grown men?
How you have a team full of 20 and 30-year-olds
and still lost.
And now they ain't just lost. They got their ass kicked. They lost 58-0.
But I'm trying to figure out how they finesse all these people to play all these games. Because they said they just had a game 2 days ago before they played IMG.
Hey, man, they had, what did he say? It was all online school courses and something else. Yeah. Oh, man, I laughed when I saw that story.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. You can't go out there and take to the woods shit like that.
Them kids, that man had a whole semi-pro team, man.
Man, listen, man. How you sneak to play? How you sneak to get whooped? Like how you finesse your way into getting whooped. That's the one thing.
Way around.
You're supposed to. What's the name of the school? Sycamore? What was the name of the school?
Yeah, something Sycamore.
And it was on national TV. How he got that deal? Like, whoever finessed that, man, is a great finesser.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, boy. Coach pulled some plugs, didn't he?
No question. We need him, man. He got a great mouthpiece. He got a great mouthpiece. But they said it's some type of story, though. The kids were like, I guess, kids that didn't have homes, they were sleeping in Walmart. They were promised like a next Netflix show or something like that. It's some crazy background story behind that outside of what we know from what I'm kind of gathering so far.
Wow.
Yeah. High school football is here. You know what I mean? And if high school football is here, college football is here as well. College football is back. And I'm already partaking in gambling. Pat, you can't do it because you're a current player, but I can gamble my behind off. I had me a nice parlay set up. And guess who blew my parlay? Freaking Nebraska.
What happened? What was the spread, man?
Man, Nebraska was giving Illinois 17 or something like that. Man, they lost.
College spread are the trickiest ones ever, man.
No. College, the first few weeks of college, I usually hit big time. Everybody else came in for me. I took UCLA. I took Fresno. I took another team in Nebraska. Scott Frost need to just be taken out and you know how Scott Frost need to be taken out in the forest and just left by himself, man. Man, I bet he wish he never left UCF now. I'm hot about that. And the people listening to me, they feel the same way because when you have a parlay and 3 teams came through easily for me and you had the one team that you felt like had more talent that was in a position to win, just didn't even win, they lost. They wasn't even
losing.
Yeah, they lost. It wasn't about covering. They took an L. Man, Scott Frost need to be taken out in the forest and just left alone by himself. Man, Nebraska, all the funds they got, all the facilities and everything like that. But college football is back this weekend. Our alma maters, they're in action. LSU versus UCLA. Ooh, DTR. That quarterback from UCLA can go. Ooh, we got Stingley. We had Stingley on the show. We're going to see what numbers. Oh, he got 7, Pat P.
Yeah, he got 7. And what's the quarterback name, UCLA?
DTR, Robinson.
Okay.
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
You see that wall yet, man.
He can go.
I know he can go. But
he can go. And that's a neutral site. Is that game like in Dallas?
No, I think it might be in Atlanta.
Ooh.
We're going to lay on them, Cat.
Ooh. I don't know if it's in Atlanta because I think Miami play Alabama in Atlanta.
Or it might be in Dallas. I know it's like one of the main.
Eli Ricks, Derek Stingley Jr. Let's see what that secondary hitting for. Yeah. And in my college, FSU, we got Notre Dame at the crib. Dope Campbell. Sunday night. That's Sunday night, right? Yeah, Sunday night football, Pat P.
Great matchup.
I'm sorry. Pat P, y'all got to go out to the Rose Bowl. Ooh.
It don't matter where we play.
One of the more historic football venues in the land.
What my boy Coach O say?
What he say?
Tigers ready for war.
That's what he say? You better strap up. Boy, y'all go out to the Rose Bowl, man. College football. Yeah, I'm so fired up. I get you as the bet.
We don't know the last time we've been to the Rose Bowl. We're gonna be fired up, ready to go, Jack.
You been to the Rose Bowl before?
Nah, the closest time I've been to the Rose Bowl, I was going to college. I went out to USC. They had this thing called camp called Rising Star. I think I told the story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the granddaddy of them all was at the Rose Bowl.
No question.
And I won it all in the Rose Bowl, Coach. That's the only time
that's when USC dropped on you.
Yes, sir.
Well, share a memory with our listeners and our viewers, man, about a college, maybe your first college game, or you got a lot of big time memories. You shared a few with us before, but share something we haven't heard before regarding college football with you.
I share my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
My first game was kind of weird. We played Appalachian State at the house. They had just beat Michigan, I think twice, or maybe once. I think they probably beat them twice, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Or only one time, Appalachian State.
No, they beat them one time in Ann Arbor.
We played them the year after that, so that was pretty high. But a hurricane had hit, had just got by us. I can't remember what hurricane it was, but it wasn't really as exciting as a normal Tiger Stadium would be, you know, because everybody was, getting all back on their feet from the hurricane or whatever. So first game was kind of crazy, but my last game got to be the most memorable game I've ever played in. Was going into a night meeting before we were playing Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we went through a tough spell in the season. I think it was like 8-4. Like, we had a really good team because they had just won the national championship the year before. You know, and the only thing we was missing was the quarterback. We had all the athletes. We had, you know, Tyson Jackson.
First round, I think Tyson was the first round.
Man, we had Tyson Jackson, Brandon LaFell.
Yep.
Charles Scott. I mean, the list goes on. We just had a ton of great players, but I don't know what it was. We just couldn't get over the hump. But this was the last, all the seniors, this their last game. So Tyson Jackson, you know, get up and give his spiel because Les Miles gave, you know, the seniors the floor. And I could just remembering him, you know, reflecting on the time, you know, because I was obviously, like I said, we was going through a tough patch in the season or whatever. But I could remember him telling this story when he was in high school about his coach. I can't remember what his coach, but his coach, like, you know, anytime they was down or out or whatever, he was talking about like how to take the bull by the horn, and he was so passionate about it. And he just started like crying out of just like not anxiety, but you know how it is. Like it's not like that you're sad. It's just the tears flowing away.
Fired up,
man. When I say we went out there and kicked the living daylight out of Georgia Tech, I mean it was just bombs of a bad dad. Defense great turnover, special teams great turnover, and it just set the tone for the next day. And I was like, yeah, because that was my first time like really feeling that, you know, because you know, obviously it was a lot of expectations, you know, wasn't able to fulfill that. But the seniors, they was like, man, this is our last go round. Damn everything else. Let's go out here and, you know what I mean, end this thing on a good note. And that we did. And, you know, we came into the next year kind of up and down again. But my junior year, that's when it was just, you know, I think we were just a couple plays away of definitely playing in that top game.
Yeah, no doubt. One of my favorite memories of college football for Florida State, since we're playing Notre Dame this weekend, goes back to my first time ever playing Notre Dame in Notre Dame, which only happened once. Oh, my goodness. Man, unbelievable experience. Just getting to South Bend, seeing touchdown Jesus, walking the turf, walking the grass. You know, they got that thick grass. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Soldier Field in Chicago.
Yeah, like Chicago.
Real thick. And our coaches were already telling us, you know, this is what they do to kind of try to slow down a visiting team, something like that. Man, it was a 4:30 kickoff, I think it was. And, you know, it's on NBC because they have their own channel. Man, Bobby came out and said, man, since this is a historical matchup, we're going to wear something different. We came out with the all white on with the garnet stripes on the side already. Yeah, we had that all white on. Hey, I had the high whites with showing a little bit of garnet around my knee area. Man, my white elbow bands, wristbands on my elbow, white tape around my waist. You know, that tape got to be around the waist the right way. You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to put on for the city. Oh, man. We became the first team, and Notre Dame fans remember this. Of course, Florida State fans remember this. We became the first team to ever shut out Notre Dame at home. 37-0.
Oh, that was disgusting.
37-0. First team to ever shut out Notre Dame at home. And my CBS colleague Brady Quinn, I think he was a freshman on that team. He got some tick as well. But man, we was on fire. I that ball game, Pat P, I had 72 tomahawk points, which is crazy. 72.
Like you get one. How that works? Man, I always wondered that. How does the tomahawk work?
So when you get PBUs, when you get tackle for losses, when you get third down stops, when you get fourth down stops, anything like that, that's how you get tomahawks.
You get a fourth down stop, the whole defense get a tomahawk?
No, that person who got this fourth down stop.
Okay.
Yeah, the person who got the fourth down stop. I mean, defense, and then we also had team goals, but mostly you get more tomahawk points from individually. I had 72, and I think each
from that one game.
Off that one game.
How?
Off that one, man. I had like 3 fourth down stops. I had like 5 third down stops. I had like 4 or 5 PBUs. Man, I was on.
Doubled you up, man. How you get 72 tomahawk, man?
Man, listen, man. I can't. I listen. I'm trying to tell you, when I had my helmet was filled with tomahawks.
That means you made it play every snap.
Oh, Pat P, I was on fire out there. I was on fire. I don't think I gave up one. I gave up a hitch route. Coach Andrews cussed me out like a dog. He cussed me out. Get in there and challenge. I got fired up. I said, man, F this, man. They can't see, man. They ran a hitch route. And I saw the 3-step read too late. Came and make the tackle after that. It was a wrap. They had Rima McKnight was one of the wide receivers. They had number 80. I was on fire. Our whole defense was on fire, though. So you know what? I'm sorry, Pat P. Because we got a shutout. The whole defense did get extra tomahawks as well. So that added into the equation.
Okay, I was gonna say, man. So that means they gave out almost 1,000 tomahawks, man.
Oh no, man. Listen, my helmet was flooded with tomahawks that ball game. That was one of the best ball games defensively we had, and me as an individual. That's my junior year. I mean, I feel like I couldn't do no wrong. You know, you know how you feel when you get in that zone. I tell people this all the time, and Pat P, correct me if I'm wrong. When you play cornerback, if you get your hands on the football that first series, if you jump something early and you get your hands on it, you might not pick it up, but if you jump something early, you in the flow.
Right.
You in the rhythm. It's like, oh boy, I'm about to have me a good one.
It's just that intensity level go to a whole nother level, man.
Man, I tell people that all the time.
Ready to flow.
Man, listen, it's the equivalent of a pitcher going the first inning, 3 straight strikeouts. Right. 3 outs, all strikeouts. Or if it's the equivalent of a basketball player like Curry, his first 2 3-point attempts, they go in, you know it's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
If you get your hands on the ball that first series, oh, boy.
Man.
They're going to be on.
That's when I typically, honestly, have my best games. When I get my ball on the hand, when I get my hands on the balls in the first 2 series, I know I'm getting one.
Mm-hmm. You know it. That's the rhythm. Because now your confidence is already good, but when you get it there, like, oh yeah, I done prepared for everything. And
speaking of that, I never forget my best game ever to me in college is when we played Alabama in 2009. There.
Yeah. You know, that's when you were cramping, right?
Yes, that's when I had to come out for that one play. Mm-hmm. And still took that sucker for 62. For the dub. But talking about that game, when you talk about feeling it, you feel like you can't do no wrong. Obviously, that's a big matchup. You know, going into that game, they beat us the year before in overtime in Death Valley. Julio had a nice game, had a nice catch on me to end overtime because I really wasn't matching at the time. So that was my first. No, actually, I think that was my second game being matched. But I think we played AJ Green earlier. But going into that game, I was just so fired up because, you know, I felt like I let my team down the year before, obviously putting them in position to win the game on the 1-yard line. Man, I went in that game so fired up, Matt. I'm talking about, man, at the gate, I felt like I couldn't do nothing wrong. I think it was the second play they tried to throw like a stutter go. I should have picked it, but I knocked it down. Once I knocked that sucker down, I was like, it's about to be a long day. Man, I think I held Julio when I was on him. I think it was around. I think he was like 0 for 8 for a while. You
had a good game. That was the interception they tried to take from you, right?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's like you know what I'm talking about. When you have that,
you toe tap on the sideline. Remember Saban? We had him on the show. Said it was a pick. He said it wasn't a pick. Yeah, he said, "What did the ref say?" Yeah, I remember that. They got some home cooking right there.
And still speaking about college, man, shout out to EA Sports for putting that league, that college league campus. Mm-hmm. Your boys on the team, LSU, rocking at 7. So I'm definitely going to follow. So
EA Sports.
Yeah, so EA Sport Madden on the game.
Oh, Madden.
Like a little college league campus thing, you know, some type of mode or whatever. And they have like maybe 8 teams and they have like their ultimate teams. So like LSU, I think Florida State was on there, or Oklahoma, Ohio State, USC, Clemson. You know.
Campus Legends is what it's called.
Campus Legends.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was and I saw I made the team, so that was pretty dope. I'm gonna go.
With number 7 on?
Huh?
With number 7 on?
I'm gonna go play Madden just so I can make sure they got me on 99 on there, because there ain't no way I shouldn't be 99 in college.
Nah, you should. Yeah, you won the throw up. You won every award.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you're right. When you're right, you're right. College football is back.
It's
Fired
back.
up. Let's go. Let's go. Now, Viking fans, stand up. You should already be standing anyway, but here's where you really stand up. It's time for SKOL Check-In. Cut day in the NFL. It's a tough day for a lot of players. You know, young guys, vets. Man, it's a tough day. Something that happens every year. And oddly enough, it usually happens on the weekend, but because of the change of the preseason schedule, it's happening Tuesday. And final cuts will definitely all be known by Wednesday when this episode released. When it comes to the Minnesota Vikings, some notable cuts, so surprising names, a surprising name to say the least. Everson Griffin just got signed last week, played pretty well in the preseason game against Kansas City. And it was a big deal when they brought Everson Griffin back. Remember, he had a lot of success with the Vikings throughout his career there, a guy who was highly respected in the organization, clearly respected on the football field. So it was safe to say I felt like he would have been, on the 53, but he didn't make it. How surprising was that news to you, Pat P?
I just saw it. That was very surprising. But this business. Nothing too much take you by surprise now. You know what I mean? So, I see that they're probably going to bring him back. I really don't know the rules and how the roster works.
Oh, you know what they might be doing, Pat P? I just thought about it. They might bring him back after week one, because if they bring him back after week one, his is not guaranteed.
Yes, that's
his salary is not. They can cut him at any given time. That's what they might be trying to do.
So we'll see. I think he's definitely got some left in the tank. Obviously, we saw that having 4 quarterback hurries and a sack in the Kansas.
Yeah, he had 4.
I believe it was a couple of them. Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 quarterback hurries and a sack. So
wow.
I thought he would be very productive for us, but we'll see.
We'll see. Other notable names that didn't make it: Jake Brownie, Nate Stanley, running back Amir Abdullah, Dakota Dozier, Chad Beebe, Kenny Wilkes, and Zach Davison. Didn't make the cut. Chad goes on IR. He was injured. Very, very dark day in the NFL. And hopefully a lot of guys that I just mentioned get picked up somewhere. And hopefully you guys bring back Everson Griffin. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back after week one, because like I said, listeners and viewers, if you cut a veteran player before week one, if you bring him back after week one, his salary is not guaranteed. It's more of a business decision that's in favor of the organization, because they don't have to guarantee him his salary. If he makes the 53 right now, he's guaranteed. They can, regardless what happens. So maybe that was more of a business type move for the Vikings, but only time will tell. Preseason week 3 reaction. A lot of you guys didn't play. A lot of the starters didn't play. Pat Mahomes, his guys went out and played, and you can tell the difference. He was going against twos, and Pat Mahomes is a good situation. I mean, it's a tough situation for ones. Better yet, going against the twos, and they look real good. Overall takeaway from the preseason for you, Pat P, is what?
Not really. It's hard to take away, but as far as a total team, you had so many pieces in there playing with guys, that they wasn't accustomed to being with in practice. You know what I mean? So the time it may not have been there. As far as on the offensive side of the ball, and on defense, you want to get guys in there, and because our team is on, the back half of the defense, like the backups are all young guys, so you want to give them more opportunities than possible, so when the lights are bright in the real situation, they'll be more than ready. So for me, I was looking more for execution, seeing if guys can play fast, see if guys can line up and be able to, execute their job at a high level. You know what I mean? I believe we took some strides. I thought Cam played great in the second half of the preseason. Chris Boyd, I thought he played solid. I know there are some plays out there for him to still make, but all these guys are still young. They're still learning their way, and it was a great thing.
Boyd 29, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like him. He played a lot of energy.
It was good to see them continue to take those steps in the right direction to be in the right position to be able to help the team.
I like him. Outside of that reaction on the field. He did have an injury to a key significant player. I've been hyping all year long off season.
We had him on.
No,
we didn't have Irv on.
We have Irv on. Alabama guy, Irv Smith. We got to get Irv on, but underwent meniscus surgery. He's expected to miss the start of the season. It might be safe to say the first 2 or 3 ball games. Tyler Conklin is his backup. What kind of blow is that? Because Irv was balling this throughout camp and everything like that. So what kind of blow is that to this offense?
That's a big blow because, having Irv throughout minicamp, OTAs, training camp, you can see that he was going to be a big part of the offense. And he was one of the key guys that was going to, keep defenses honest. You know what I mean? So we just got to go back to the drawing board. I think Tyler is a good fit in there as a tight end. He's been making plays all camp as well. Been I think early on in camp he was dealing with like an ankle injury or something like that. But for the most part, I think he'll be up for the task. I just saw we traded for
Chris Herndon.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Chris Herndon from New York, the Jets. Let me tell you a little bit about him, Pappy. I don't know if you saw a lot about him, but he had a few years ago, he had a real good year with the Jets. He'd been dealing with some injuries, but athletically speaking, he's a gifted guy. He just hasn't been able to hit that stride they thought he would hit in New York. And I think this could be a quiet, under the radar type of move that could really be beneficial. Depends on how fast he can pick up the offense. He's more athletic than Tyler. He has a higher ceiling. He just hasn't been consistent. So when you look at what he has surrounding him when it comes to the other pass catchers, I mean, you don't need to do too much when you got Justin, when you got Adam Thielen, you got Dalvin Cook. Just be where you're supposed to be. And Captain Kirk gonna get you the football.
Yep, just be where you need to be.
Yep. Outside of the Irv Smith injury and the trade for Chris Herndon, who should be, like I said, he should be a pleasant surprise in Minnesota. Let's see if I'm right. Harrison Smith, the hitman who we've had on this show. I love seeing our guests get paid. The hitman.
Yes, sir.
Man just went and sat on top of the bank with a crowbar. He tried to break it. Tried to break the bank with a crowbar. 4 years, $64 million. He's the second highest paid safety in the NFL, only behind Jamal Adams. Special safety. He's not just a guy who just delivers blows. He also picks off passes. Most interceptions since 2012. You got Richard Sherman, 32, Marcus Peters, 31, and Harrison Smith, 28. Our very own Pat Peterson, they're 26.
Yeah, I got 28, by the way.
You got
we're tied. Then we talked about.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you got to. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I tell you this much: we got 2 Vikings. We got 2 Vikings on the top 4 list since 2012. So that means something, right?
Hey,
that secondary should be fire. Harrison's making 16 million per year. What makes Harrison so special? You got a chance to work with him. Clearly, you knew about his game being in the NFL, but not seeing him up close and personal every day, man. What makes Harrison so special?
When a guy spends 10 years in the league, it's just, they go about their business the right way. Harry comes to work every day. He's a pro. He's a great communicator, and that's what is a natural gift that most great safeties have. They're able to communicate across the board. And, that's just, and obviously his athletic ability and his play on the field speaks for itself, but the way he's able to communicate and get guys lined up and also still play at a high level is pretty remarkable. Like I said, the great ones all have that trait. And he's definitely one that I view in that same class, so being able to work with him each and every day has been a pleasure, so I'm excited for the season to finally get here, to get this ass cutting time going, baby.
That's what time it is. That's what time it is. We had him on the show. He was fired up too. Yeah. Boy, it'd be a great treat. Boy, if I can tell you this much of Pat P and the Hitman can combine for like 12 picks. Even number, either 10, 12, 14, 8, 10, 12, 14. Those are the numbers. I ain't talking about blackjack.
I like
8, 10, 12, 14. Minnesota Vikings, let me know how you feel about that. Can the Hitman and Pat P combine for that? That'd be nice. Print the shirts, though. What time it is, Pat P?
Cutting time, Jack.
Starting the week. Don't worry, we're gonna have a heck of a week one show next week for you guys, but we gonna slow it down. Just we can't get fired up just yet. Gotta go ahead and just sip on some wine and just chill a little bit right now. Ain't ready to it's not time to get fired up. Shout outs, Harrison Smith. Shout out to Minnesota, man. Go ahead and doing what they're supposed to do, man, to a guy who definitely was deserving of a huge payday. Went out and made him the second highest paid safety in the game, man. Shout out to Minnesota, the Vikings, and shout out to the hitman, Harrison Smith. Pat, man, you're about to enter year 11, and I know you got 5 good ones left in you, but eventually you're going to be where I'm at on the other side, the retired side. And where I'm at, it's about wanting to look and feel good without having to put in 2 days at the gym. Be on a strict diet and drink some of these weird teas they have out now. That's why I really enjoy using Noom. Noom uses a psychology-based approach to help create a healthy balance. It doesn't burn you out because their approach is sustainable. Since I started using Noom, I definitely understand my relationship with food better now. I don't regret when I have some of that outstanding lemon pound cake. But I know if I can control cravings and just change a few food shopping habits, it would leave me with more energy and increase my mood. And no need to fear ruining the whole program with one day off, because I definitely had a few of those. That's because Noom will help you get back on track. All you need to do is just utilize a daily 10-minute check-in. No grueling early mornings or huge chunks out of your day. So start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at noom.com/ATC. That's NOOM.com/ATC. Start your trial today. Now it's time for Around the League. Here's where we recap some of the most intriguing, most entertaining, most surprising news in the NFL. There's a lot to talk about because it is cut time, trying to trim the roster down to 53 players. And one of the bigger surprising cuts that we saw during cut day, Cam Newton.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Released by the Patriots. Mac Jones is the starting quarterback, and I watched these two guys battle. Both guys played pretty good football, but me personally, if it wasn't a clear-cut winner, if it was no big-time separation between both guys, I felt like they would go with Mac, and Mac looked real good, Pat P. Mac looked real good. I was high on Mac Jones at Alabama. When Mac Jones stepped in for Tua Tagovailoa 2 years ago when Tua got hurt, the offense didn't slow down. They actually got better. That's how I felt. Because he was smarter with the football. He was a little more precise. He didn't take the chances that Tua was taking. And no knock on Tua, but it just seemed like Mac it flowed better. And he had one of the prettiest deep balls I've seen in college football in a long, long time.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, pretty deep ball. That boy was dropping. He was dropping dimes. He had a pocket full of dimes, and he was wearing cargo shorts.
Yes, sir.
He had a lot of dimes to drop, boy, out there on Saturday. But what's your reaction hearing the news that Cam got released?
I was shocked when I saw it this morning, on my Instagram feed. But, just letting the day go on and just listening to some of what some of the other sport analysts been talking about. I didn't even think about this, about him, being unvaccinated. And they were just talking about, obviously everybody have their choice. And we all know Bill runs a strict program. And he feel like if you're not vaccinated, you're putting the team at risk of not being available, because now they're saying, hell, COVID, it comes in food now. It's all in the air, so you don't know when you're gonna, attract the virus or whatever. So, I think he was just, wanting to put his team in the best position possible and have the guy who he feels is going to be available for him each and every Sunday. But, it was definitely a shock to see Cam Newton go, but I'm sure Cam will get a job here pretty soon, though.
See, that's the thing when you talk about the COVID concerns. If Cam just was the better player, if he performed better in the opportunities that he had, you still take the risk, even if he's not vaccinated, because he's the best option.
Right.
Mac Jones really was right there.
Yeah. No, Matt had a great preseason, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like I watched the game when they played Philly. And did they play Washington?
They play Washington. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that game too, and it just like I said, he just looked comfortable
No question. Man,
from
Max
all the other. I mean, I thought Trey Lance looked pretty good. From the games I did. Well, I think I watched the Chargers game.
Yep.
I thought he looked good in that game, and I haven't watched Wilson from the Jets yet, but I've heard he's been doing.
Yeah, he had a real good game against Green Bay.
Who the other? Oh, I saw
you got Trey
against the Cowboys, who looked like he turned the page.
Yeah,
just first 2 games he was looking like it was a little bit too fast for him, but it looked like it slowed down for him.
We got Fields. You mentioned Fields?
No, I did not mention Fields. I honestly I wasn't able to watch any of his games, but I did see that they hit.
So the young quarterbacks, we got Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson. Am I missing anybody else?
You said Trevor?
Who?
Trevor
Lawrence. Trevor. Yeah. And I tell you this much, hearing the news that Mac Jones is a starting quarterback, he's my favorite to win Rookie of the Year. And
just saying it right now.
Right now, I'm saying I don't even know what the odds is.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the best position, honestly.
I don't even know what the odds is. The reason why I like Mac Jones, he's probably the most accurate quarterback out of his class. Mm-hmm. No knock on Trevor. Trevor is the more he's the more superior talent at the quarterback position, but accuracy, and he's probably the best thinker. I can care less what you look like, but if you're a thinker at that position, you can win ball games. See, the issue with Mac Jones, when you look at his draft class, the other guys at the position, the quarterback position, they all look to be in better shape. Mac Jones has a soccer dad body who drank beer and occasionally just smoked cigarettes. That's how he looks.
Already got picked up. He posts that picture every year.
You know what I'm saying? When you look at Mac Jones, it's like he should be a soccer dad driving a Odyssey van. Shout out to Honda. Driving a van and occasionally got a 6-pack next to him. He ain't got the abs like some of these other guys got. But because of that, it kind of hindered him because the league is trending to these athletic quarterbacks that can run. Mac Jones got enough athleticism, but he's not as athletic as some of the other guys. So me personally, I think that hurt him a lot. But he's a thinker.
Yeah, he a baller too, man.
He's a thinker, and he can throw it.
Yeah,
he's from Florida. He's from Duval.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Duval. He went to Jacksonville Bulls.
Florida stand up. It's all
yeah. So we'll see, but we got to figure out what the odds is. I'm here. You heard it from me right here. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year.
Mac Jones winning Rookie of the Year. I heard you.
Yeah, right now. In other news, going back to where you used to be, Arizona, Malcolm Butler retiring. Looks like 21 won't be worn in Arizona this year. I don't know, they might give it to somebody else, but 21 won't be out there at the corner. And that was surprising. They said he's been away from the team for the last few days, not knowing why, but for personal reasons, and he's walking away from the game. I mean, he signed a 1-year deal. I think it was like over $3 million guaranteed or something like that. But now they need a cornerback.
Yeah.
And they won't be having 21 out there. Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right.